Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here. Today we are going to be doing an oil change on my 2014 Honda Valkyrie. And here's the bike. It's got about 6,000 miles on it, 6,500 miles on it. Did an oil change last season. And we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get it done right now. All right, so first things first, we wanna make sure we have all the tools we're gonna need. Pull this down. So we have our filter, crush washer. I always like to have a couple of these on hand. I always use the OEM Honda ones. I think they're the best. It calls for 4.1 quarts. So we have 5 quarts of 1030 AMS oil, metric. It's meant for, what I understand was it was meant for actually the Goldwing Valkyrie, or the Goldwing engine, I should say. It's good stuff though. This is me my second time using it. I get it here from my local Honda dealership. All right, we're gonna need a 17 millimeter wrench. I use this guy right here, a nice Matco. And then for our filter, we have a ratchet. I usually use some sort of extension, and then I have this device. It's pretty slick. This like grips it, and as you twist it, it tightens. So this one's really good. We'll go ahead and bring all the tools over. Okay. I also have a drain pan for our waste oil, so we'll use that. I guess we'll use this one. Sure, why not? All right, so let's see. We have our 17 mil for the drain plug. We have our ratchet, extension, oil filter wrench, our filter oil. Guys, I cannot emphasize how important a new crush washer is. Please, it's like a 70-cent part. Just change it when you change your oil. Do not reuse it. All right. So I'll go ahead and set the camera down, probably down here for us to see it. And we'll go ahead and get this started. I also recommend, you don't have to remove it, but if you at least open this and just kind of let it sit like this, it'll let the air flow through the motor when you're draining, and your oil will come out much faster. But you do have to be aware that it will come out faster, like a harder stream. So be ready for that oil to come out. Like I said, I just did a oil change on this Accord like a week ago. Here's the Honda filter for that one. Definitely recommend the OEM one, guys. All right, I'll get this set up real quick. Get this light set up. Put this old filter over here. Guys, I also want to emphasize this motor is warmed up. I took the bike out this afternoon when I went and purchased the oil. So I definitely recommend warming the motorcycle up, getting the oil nice and hot, everything circulated before you do the oil change. Hope you guys can see that. Okay. So this is going to be the drain bolt we'll be removing. Here's our oil filter, and let's go ahead and rock. Make sure you guys can see that. So since I did the oil change last on this, I know everything's going to be nice and snug, not cranked on there. So you just have to get your wrench on. Get this light secured over here. Just get your wrench on like this and lightly tap. And you can see that's it. It's already broken loose, broke free. So we have that ready to go. I like to also get my oil filter typically broken loose as well. So we'll go ahead and just get that loosened. Actually, it looks like I don't need the extension. Now, typically they do recommend that you actually remove this cowl, but I find that you really don't need to. So you go ahead and just put it on there on the filter like so. Oop. This thing's actually kind of worn. Oh. And then just like that, it's loose. Let's see. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start with draining the engine oil. So it probably will end up coming out pretty fast. I typically try to catch, not let the nut fall in there, or the bolt I should say, for the engine oil. Put a little pressure on it as you're loosening it, and it'll kind of like, you'll know when it's about to ready to come out. And then simply pull it out of the way, and there goes your engine oil. You can see it looks pretty dirty. It's about 3,500 miles on it. AMS oil from the last oil change. And but this is only the second oil change on the bike, so it's still kind of got like a break-in period. So I like to let that drain until it's at a slow drip. See how that's looking. Perfect. So then now I'll go ahead and slide this back, and we'll go ahead and let the filter drain into there as well. Gotta find somewhere to put this light. It's driving me crazy. So we'll go ahead and unscrew our oil filter as well. And then I'll let it drain like that for a little bit before actually fully removing it. Okay. Now, also with the crush washer, sometimes this might be stuck on or hard to come off. In this case, no. Came right off, no problem. We'll go ahead and just throw that in there. I always make sure to clean up the bolt and just wipe it down. Make sure there's nothing, just visual inspection, make sure threads are good, make sure you don't see anything funky on it or anything like that. And at this point, I'll go ahead and put the new one on, just kind of so you don't forget to do it. There is going to be a sharper edge. That's usually how I orientate. I put the sharper edge down. Boom. Now we're ready to go, ready to reinstall. So as we can see over here, we're still dripping out of the crankcase. And then we'll go ahead and remove the oil filter completely now. I'm just gonna let it fall because this light's in my way. Just like that. See, here's our old black Honda filter. I'll put it like that so it can drain. So you guys can get a little better picture. Now I'll also wipe down over there the seating surface for the oil filter. I'll just wipe it with a paper towel, make sure there's no debris, and then again give it just a visual inspection to make sure nothing looks out of place. All right. Now with just my way of doing it, I like to, let's see where I put this thing. I'll typically put some fresh oil definitely on the gasket, and I'll typically pour some into the filter just to kind of pre-lube everything. Now this oil, it'll fill up quick quick, but it actually takes some time to fully get into the filter. So you might have to do this a couple times. Now I only do it a couple times just because you have to put it in sideways and I don't want to be having oil falling all over the place. But some oil is better than no oil. Alright, so that's good. I'll go ahead and take some out of the top right here and just put a nice little layer onto the O-ring. Now we're ready to install. Let's see, make sure we're on there. That looks good. I wish I could put this light somewhere better. Let's see how this will look. How's that? Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right, now this, just put it right on. Get it lined up. And it should thread on with ease. There should be no binding. It should roll right on there. If you feel anything, take it back off and make sure you're putting it on smoothly. So that's on there but not tight. We'll go ahead and take our drain plug, put that in as well. Again, same thing, it should just thread on very easily and you can just bring it all the way down until it's seated. Move everything down. Move that out of the way. Now we'll tighten our filter, just hand tight. So really, I mean, so that's pretty tight. And I'll just go ahead and give it like an eighth of a turn again. We'll get our wrench back on there. This is also just more on the snug side than the tight side. I like to use a wrench compared to a ratchet just because I think it's better practice, but right now it's just kind of being a pain in the butt, so we'll have to go from this side. I'm gonna have to go get a smaller wrench. So due to space, I just went ahead and grabbed a small 17 right here, same deal. Let's see. And again, not too tight. And that's all she wrote, folks. So now we'll go ahead and come out over here. It's going to be time to put the remainder of our engine oil in. go ahead and grab your clean, emphasis on clean, funnel. Go ahead and stick it in there. And as I said, this is going to take 4.1 quarts with the filter. So we'll go ahead and get that going. Let that drip in there while we get the next one prepared. And really, folks, that's about it. You go ahead and put in the remainder of your oil. Once that's done, wipe down your dipstick. Make sure there's no debris on that. Put it back in, tighten it. And then at that point, I'm going to go ahead and fire up the bike. Make sure that there is no leaks, nothing funky going on. And you're good to go. So that's pretty much a wrap on how to do a oil change on a Goldwing Valkyrie or any Goldwing style motorcycle. It's been great, guys, and can't wait to do the next video for you. See you later.